Hey there, my name is Mason Bennett. This is my speech called Picking Up the Puzzle Pieces. This past summer, I was given the opportunity to travel up to Connecticut. I went up there to meet some friends that I had been friends with online for over 8 years now. And I finally got to meet some of my closest friends in person. And we chose to celebrate this by spending 3 days assembling a 1,000 blank white piece puzzle. And over these 3 days, despite arguing and yelling and fighting and genuine tears from a few people, we were able to finish it. And this kind of reminded me of what's most important in life. And that's 3 things. That is friends and family, staying positive, and overcoming adversity. And this in itself is a puzzle. Gathering the different pieces of life, figuring out how they all fit together, and learning when to stop forcing pieces that don't really belong. Every single one of us has our own puzzle to build, and I believe I've found some good strategies in this that kind of help with that. It took a lot of patience, and I lost a lot of pieces along the way, and there were times that I tried to force the wrong piece into the right hole over and over again. But continuing now, I can already see that when it's all done, it's going to be beautiful. And my whole life, I've had to problem solve, whether it was, a puzzle piece being sucked up by a vacuum, or, something as simple as someone just, oh, I was sitting on it, Sorry, it's my dog. But the beauty of a puzzle is that it can cover anything and everything. Just like life, you can't succeed with just one piece of it, and you'll notice every little individual hole. This is especially true in my life throughout school, friends and family, and especially my mental and physical health. When starting a puzzle, you always start with the corner pieces. These are the foundations that you can't really do anything without. And it's always, the first priority, right? And in life, you can't do anything without your physical and mental health. I have chronic hearing loss. I've been dealing with hearing issues since I was 3 years old. I've had numerous surgeries, and this is just something that I've had to learn to deal with my whole life. And that's kind of where that positivity comes in that I was talking about before, that since this is a lifelong issue, I have to rely on myself, and I have to rely on my friends and family around me to kind of keep me up and keep me going, to keep fighting this stuff. And with that, very recently, just a few weeks ago, I went to a spinal doctor and learned that I have a degenerating disc in my lower spine. And this causes a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort. But again, it's all about overcoming adversity. And I've had a lot of support, and I've had to self-motivate to kind of get through that. And just yesterday, I actually scheduled my physical therapy to start, the healing process for that. But like corner pieces, there's 4 of them, right? Physical health is only half. That's 2 of the 4 pieces. The other half is mental health, obviously. And I know a lot of people our age have dealt with mental health struggles, especially going through COVID. And that's kind of what I'm here to talk about, that in quarantine, I started developing signs of depression and a lot of anxiety kind of induced by that isolation, feeling like I lost a lot of friends and lost a lot of connections. And this is a lot. It's serious. It's a heavy topic, but it's something that a lot of us have to go through or are going through right now. And I think that it's important to know that you're not alone. I had a lot of friends that reached out to me going, hey, I'm going through something similar. And that's really what got me through that time, was being able to rely on other people. And with that, I've now established my 4 corners. I have my my physical health, while it's not great, it's improving, and my mental health. After that, you go onto the border, right? The edge pieces. And this is where it gets a little bit tougher. But that's okay, because I had other people there to help me find those pieces, you know? It's all about friends and family. I am a very family-oriented person. I'm very close with my family. And, you know, even if I hadn't finished that puzzle with my friends, I bring it home, I'm dejected, I'm sad. You know who's there to help? My family. They are always, you know, they'll sit down with me for another 3 days and continue that puzzle. It's all about treating those around you well, and, you know, you receive that back. And, you know, when you need support, they're there for you. And it's important, though, that you are there for them as well, on the other hand. Now that, you know, the border is complete, it's all about the middle, you know, filling in the actual picture. And that is definitely the toughest part. And for me, that was my schooling and looking ahead to the future. And this is where I tried to force that piece that, no matter how many times I rotated and flipped it, and it didn't work. And that was school last year for me. I left high school and I went to William Peace University, downtown Raleigh, to study game design. And it was a beginning of a new chapter that unfortunately would end very early. I had great times there. I met great people. I had the experience of a lifetime and got to study abroad in Japan this past summer. And that is, you know, truly something I will never forget. But the school just wasn't right. And after financial issues and roommate issues and just everything, you know, me and my family agreed that it was time for me to move on. And that was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made. It didn't necessarily derail my future, but I have had to kind of take a step back and reevaluate. And, you know, at this point I was frustrated and confused, and I just kind of had to take a step back, you know, set the puzzle down, stretch, cool off, take a deep breath. And then I sat back down, you know, crisscross applesauce, and got back on, and that's where I am now. I ended up taking a semester off of school, kind of reevaluated things, and I decided to come here to Wake Tech and see, you know, give myself some time to figure out what I want to do. Like my brother did in the past. He just graduated this past year too. You know, I'm so proud of the work I've done so far. You know, my corner pieces are locked into place. The frame, you know, is shaky and unstable, but I'm progressing steadily on filling in that center, finding that picture in the middle, you know. And, you know, taking a break, though, I sometimes like to sit back and, you know, think about how much work went into it, how many hours of sifting through piles of pieces and contemplating just scrapping it all and restarting, and just, you know, I'm proud of myself for sticking to it. Each and every one of us has a puzzle to build, whether it's, you know, a picture of a mountain range or a sleeping dog or just a plain white canvas like me and my friends did. We all have obstacles to overcome, some more than others, some in different areas, but it shouldn't divide us. It brings us together. You know, we all struggle to find that one piece of the puzzle sometimes, and all it may take is a friend to lean over with a fresh set of eyes and help you out. And this all leads to where I am now, standing before you all, puzzle pieces scattered all over the floor, you know, tired and beaten down, but I'm happy. And I'm happy because despite all the holes in the picture, I can see those hundreds of floating hot air balloons forming right before my eyes. Thank you.